to ask, what's the weirdest or most unexpected material you've ever worked with?
Butter.
Noodles as art. Maybe rotten fruit. Sometimes we actually tried to do a cantaloupe. We inked the outside of a cantaloupe and rolled it around on paper to get that texture, and it didn't work very well. But we loved the way the cantaloupe looked with black ink on it, so we kept it in the fridge for many months, and then it started to kind of mummify.
Wow.
And now it sits on the dashboard of our car.
Oh.
And it's preserved itself, but it's this shriveled, weird thing. Yeah. So that was expected. Yeah.
Great. My next question would be, if you could bring one toy to life as a giant sculpture, which one would you choose and why?
One toy to life, a giant sculpture. I keep thinking, the first thing that popped into my mind is this zip toy where you glue the strip with little gear notches on it and then you pull it and something flies up. And if there were a big one and you needed many people to pull it, then, I don't know, something would fly up. It sounds dangerous, but in the cartoon world, it sounds fun.
How about Terry?
Never thought about that before.
One toy or a character or something that you could
I
bring.
think for Tobe, I would choose to turn for her Shanza stuffed animal into an enormous sculpture,
Stuffed animal.
so that we can all face plant into its belly.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you. How do you think art can help people from different backgrounds understand each other better?
I like seeing art that confuses me or makes me mad or inspires me to also create. And I think that confusion and response to looking at something you don't always understand immediately and spending time investigating those curiosities and misunderstanding to lead to some discovery and togetherness in the end. Because sometimes the things art specifically that I don't immediately understand, because I spend more time with it. And through that time, I grow to love it. So the thing I might have been afraid of suddenly becomes thanks.
Anything from Terry?
I think that making art can actually be a really good way to spend time with people. I feel like the language of making things is sort of universal. Every culture has, ways of making things, crafts, different kinds of design, and I feel like that in a way we need to share a common language in order to understand and work together to see how things are made. And so for us, it's often a really good way to spend time with kids or with friends. Even recently on this trip, we were drawing with some of my parents' friends in Taiwan, and we didn't really have to talk to each other, but there was this connection that we formed just by sitting together and drawing together.
Hi, Carrie and Adam. If one of your sculptures were inspired by a vintage toy from your childhood, what would it look like?
I still, to this day, we share as a family, we watch a lot of Garfield.
Wow.
The Jim Davis animation that come from the comic. And sometimes we fantasize what work would look, what art is in a cartoon. So we are always studying the backgrounds of old cartoons. Now as adults, looking at them with new eyes, what would a plant look like in Garfield's house? And we've actually come up with a series of cartoon plant sculptures that we imagine in Jim Davis's world or something like that, Snoopy's world. So I think turning the art collection of cartoons into real works is something we're interested
Great. Anything from Terry?
I really love Legos and the way that everything is modular and fits together with the same idea that the possibilities are infinite. So a lot of our art, I feel like, we do stuff that is kind of organic, but we also have work that's very geometric and pattern and color based, almost mathematical. And I feel like there's Lego kind of almost subconsciously trains people to think in that way, where there's a structure to things, and I feel like that is a really valuable tool that has like kind of been given to me from this tool.